Whatever it is that you put within your mind, that will be your reality, right? In the Bible, it tells us that your reality is shaped by your thoughts, right? For example, if you're going on YouTube and you're watching videos on how to better yourself and how to self-improve, right? On how to become a better person, right? If you constantly watch those type of videos each and every day of your life, right, it will bear fruit. You will become a better person, bro. All it takes is consistency, though, right? You can't just be watching these videos and not putting the work. You can't just be watching these videos, once a week or once a month, right? If you really want to achieve something, right? If you really want to get closer to God, right? Then that should be on your mind every day that you wake up, right? If you want to become a successful entrepreneur, then that should be on your mind every day that you wake up. If you want to become a successful basketball player, right? A successful rapper, right? A truck driver, whatever it may be. If you want this certain position in your life, God will give you that God will give you that position. But you have to understand that if you really want it that bad, you have to be thinking about it every day. If you want it that bad, you have to study it, right? You have to talk it, you have to walk it, right? If you want to get closer to God, right, you have to study God. You have to learn how to walk with God, right? You have to learn how to take in the Holy Spirit and communicate to other people through God, right? And the way that you can do that is by strengthening your relationship with God. If you want to be a certain position, if you want to be in a certain position in your life, right? First of all, you have to make sure that you pray over it, right? You have to make sure that whatever position that you want to be in your life, that God is controlling it, right? You don't want to be in a position in your life where it makes you forget about God, right? Let's say you become, a professional computer scientist or something like that, right? And you get that position and you're working 80 hours a week. You don't have time to, spend, you don't have time to spend with God, right? You don't have time to go to church. You don't have time to read the word. You don't have time to communicate with other people. You don't have time for yourself. You will start to feel drained. Not because of the job itself, but because you are disconnecting yourself from God through this job. All because of the fact that you valued money over your life. Listen, in the Bible it tells us you cannot serve two gods. You cannot serve God and money, right? So whatever position that you want to be in life, whether it's a professional computer scientist, an electrician, right, an HVAC technician, whatever profession that you're in, make sure that you don't overwork yourself to the point where you put the money over God, right? Because what's going to happen is not only will your body feel drained, but your spirit will feel drained as well. And your spirit isn't going to feel drained just because of the job. It's going to feel drained because of the fact that you're not spending time with God, right? In the Bible, it tells us how important it is to rest. You know what I'm saying? When God created the heaven and earth, right, he had a rest day, which is the Sabbath day. He rested, bro. Even God himself, right, the creator of the heaven and earth, even he had to rest, right? So what makes you think that you can continuously overwork your body and not rest, right? You have to rest. You have to find time to recuperate yourself and to spend time with God, right? That should be the most important, aspect in your life, I'm telling you, bro, I'm not saying this for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Something just happened to me recently, and I'm not going to, put my business out there, but it made me realize that God is in 100% control of my life, right? A lot of people are, always overthinking about many things in their life, thinking that they can control all things in their life. You know what I'm saying? Constantly pressuring themselves. You know what I'm saying? Constantly taking on these heavy tasks in their lives and not putting God over it, right? You can't control everything in your life, bro. And that's a fact. You can't control the weather. You can't control what's going to happen tomorrow. You can't control if you're going to be alive tomorrow. You can't control any of that, bro. The only thing that you can control is now. But when it comes to God, He can control everything else, including now. Right? You may be able to control the present, but God is able to control not only the present, but everything around you as well. Right? You have to be so in tune with God that you just flow with life. Right? And when I mean flow with life, I mean to a point where whatever problems that occur within your life, you just don't care, bro. You just don't care. Because you know for a fact that your problems will be solved through the grace of God. Right? You should have so much faith within God to the point where if something goes left, if you become broke and you lose your money, if you lose your job, if you lose your car, that you're able to get it back through the grace of God. Right? But if you don't have faith in God, you know what I'm saying, that little bit of doubt when it comes to getting that car back, or when it comes to getting that house back, that little bit of doubt can mess everything up for you. Do not have doubt when it comes to God. You know what I'm saying? Understand that when God tells you that you can acquire anything through Him, you can acquire anything through Him. Anything, bro. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Right? If you want a house, you know what I'm saying, and you believe that you're going to get that house through the grace of God, and you're working to get that house, you're going to get that house, bro. If you want that job or that physique or that business, right, and you're working, you're constantly working to get that position, you're going to get it. Why? Because not only are you working to get it, but because of the fact that you have faith within God, right? You have faith that He's creating all of these paths for you to walk in order to get to your destination, right? But you're not going to get your you're not going to get to your destination if you're just not taking the first step. Constantly overthinking, constantly overanalyzing, you know what I'm saying? Constantly thinking that you are in 100% control of everything in your life. And that's just not true. Yes, whatever thoughts that you have, it can shape your reality. Yes, whatever YouTube channels, or not YouTube channels, but whatever videos that you put into your brain every single day, it can shape your reality. But at the same time, you have to remember that you cannot control the fact that you may not be alive tomorrow, right? That you may not be breathing tomorrow. You can't control that, bro. So stop the overthinking. Stop the procrastinating as well, right? If you know that you have to do something to acquire something, then do it, right? Life is very short. We don't have time to be, procrastinating about things, man. Life is very short, bro, right? And if you want to do a certain thing, make sure that you do it when you're young. In the Bible, it tells us that it's important to honor God in our youth, because if we don't, we will grow old and we will look back at our lives and tell ourselves that life isn't pleasant anymore because of the fact that we didn't honor God when we were young. Make sure that you honor God when you're young. Make sure that you're constantly progressing when you're young. Make sure that whatever you want to do in your life, do it when you're young, right? Now, that doesn't mean that when you're old, you can't do it. But at the same time, you don't want to be old and be filled with the regrets and be filled with guilt from the mistakes that you made when you were younger, of constantly procrastinating, constantly overanalyzing and thinking that you were 100% in control of your life. Honor God throughout all of your work. With that being said, I'm gone. Peace.